The Nasdaq has gained about 24% a year, which means that tech stocks have been good. Crypto, on the other hand, really makes up for this and lets you make a lot of money. Since 2012, every single asset on Earth is down 99.9% against Bitcoin. The crypto market is getting very exciting and busy right now, and the big cryptocurrencies are making big moves. Bitcoin is aiming high for $69,000 and Ethereum is almost ready to break through its important EMA 55 level. Along with these changes, a new competitor called Forever Token Fur is winning over the crypto community with its unique and interesting cat-themed approach. This newcomer offers both big profits and a great experience for users, making waves in the ever-changing world of digital assets. Bitcoin, or BTC, the most popular cryptocurrency, is still moving above $67,000. Its market value is between $1.30–$34 trillion. The price of Bitcoin started the day at $66,915, hit $67,700, and ended the day at $66,274, down 0.96%. For the day, Bitcoin started out going up, and it is now selling at $67,249, up 1.47%. Listen up, this is the same story that's been going on for a while. We are in the change from crypto macro spring to summer. That's when new money starts to flow into the system, which just so happens to be during the US election cycle, since politicians can't help but hand out candy when it's time to vote. Of course, also Bitcoin will be cut in half at that time. By dividing Bitcoin, the supply is cut in half. The ETF came next. Basically, we have the right situation. There is cash on hand, there is new demand, and there is less supply. Things should stay the same for the rest of the year. In other words, I still think the market will go up a lot this year and for most of next year as well. When more people join a network, the value of Bitcoin goes up. This is because Bitcoin is a share of the network. People start to fear governments and their deficits, which makes them look for other answers as the ETF brings more people in. This is one reason why gold has been going up. This was the most successful start of any ETF ever, which shows that it's not just an ETF. People are interested in Bitcoin because of the idea behind it. They feel like the system is against them in some way. It looks like this is a way to get better returns with more risk, but it keeps them from seeing what's going on. Let's say this is the biggest start of an ETF ever, and a lot of new investors have come in. It's happening at a very special time. The magic time is when Bitcoin is cut in half. So Bitcoin miners are the ones who bring new Bitcoins to the market. To make a Bitcoin miner has to do a huge number of sums. Every year, only a certain amount of Bitcoins can be made. That means there is a race to make them. That means you need a lot of computer power. After that, the Bitcoin formula cuts the number in half every 4 years. Miners make 100 Bitcoin every day, or whatever that number is right now. After April 20th, that number drops to 50. In this case, new demand is more people getting into the market while new supply is going down. So the only people who can really sell Bitcoin are those who have Bitcoin right now. But Bitcoin is one of those strange investments where 80% of owners just hold on to it, like you and me. Don't do anything with it. That means that only 20% is really open for trade. Because of this process, the value of Bitcoin is going up over time. People also start to see this asset going up because there is less supply and more demand. More and more people join because this asset has been the best performing asset in all of known history. BTC has grown by 20 million % since 2012. Since 2012, it has given 150% annualized profits. Another coin, Ethereum, has grown by about 170%, and Solana has grown by 190% or 200%. In other words, this asset is by far the best performing asset ever made. Do not think about how complicated this is or how complicated the technology is. Just think about the real reason. Think about the main reason why people buy gold. They do this to keep themselves safe from what central banks do. For many thousands of years, it has been used as a way to keep money safe. This is what Bitcoin is for the digital age. Okay, that story is well known. The other side of the story is that they don't get why no one feels as rich as they thought they should. You may wonder why your savings aren't as big as you thought they would be, or why you can't afford as much as you thought you could. That is, after all, the big puzzle. In reality, we've been making money to try to get by since 2008, when we broke up with the rest of the world over our debt. This is because our economy is growing more slowly because our population is getting older. Too much debt means that people have to pay off their debts, which means that they don't have time to work. Making money appear out of thin air is a bit like magic that central banks have been doing. There was a time when it was known as quantitative easing. No longer do they do that as often because everyone knows that game. Go Burr, money machine. What they do is add money to the system. They can do this in a lot of different ways, such as through reverse repo markets and other strange ideas you may have heard of. In essence, it's to hide the fact that money is being printed and put into the system. If you look at that on a world scale, where everyone is doing it, you're lowering the value of fiat currency. In other words, the dollar you have today will buy less tomorrow. So why do we buy things? We buy things to save money that we can use later. Therefore, if I were to buy gold today, it would be because I plan to sell it later and want the value of my money to rise. When you look at how much money is being devalued, you can see that, on average, all the central banks in the world are devaluing money by 8% per year. Inflation around the world is about 3% to 4%. You need to earn a 12% hurdle rate on your assets before you can start making money. That means you should be making 12% on your savings. As of now, the S&P 500 has gained 12% a year since 2012. The Nasdaq has gained about 24% a year. Tech stocks have been good, but crypto is the one that really makes up for it and lets you make a lot of money. If you're in your 50s or 60s like me and wondering if your retirement savings are enough, put a small amount of your money into an asset that earns 150% a year. This will help your money grow quickly and give you more purchasing power in your later years. After all, no one wants to be broke when they're 85. That's what everyone is most afraid of. That inflation isn't the only thing that only shows a small part of the picture. The real falling value of money is what makes assets look like they're going up. If you ever see a picture of the Venezuelan stock market, it looks like it goes up and down. There doesn't seem to be a better stock market in the world. Okay, of course. In bolivars, the value is 90% less than it was in Venezuela. It's because they've been making the bolivar worth less. Liberia, it's because they've been making the bolivar worth less.